SingleStore unifies transactions and analytics in a single engine to drive low latency access to large data sets. And this simplifies the entire development of fast, modern enterprise applications. With me is Raj Verma, the co-founder and CEO of SingleStore. Great to see you again, and congratulations, you're just killing it. Another capital raise. So tell me about this, the amount, and what do you plan to do with it to achieve SingleStore's mission?
Yeah, thank you, Jane. Great to see you. It's been about 9 months since we last met, and it's great. It was crazy times back in September when we met in New York. Everything was, grow at any cost. And, everyone was spending copious amounts of money growing their business. And I think companies threw caution to the wind a little bit, and then, of course, a correction in the markets happened, and rightly so. And I do think that this is a trend which will separate, as they say, the really great companies from the also-ran companies. So can't be more proud of the team, of our customer base for their support. It's been a good raise. We raised $116 million in the latest round. And I'm most excited about the fact that it was led by what I call the beacon of all financial institutions, Goldman Sachs. And also participation from a new investor, Senabel, and of course participation from the insiders, which had a large chunk of that round. So support all around, and also it is a testimony of the fact that in our evolution now we are attracting investors which are more crossover or public investors for the most part in Goldman and in Senabel, which speaks about our ambitions, options of one day being able to explore the public markets. In what time frame, I don't know, but we've got the size to be a public company by this time next year. Whether we choose to be one or not is something that we would decide. Regards use of funds, it's a $110 billion market, Jane. We want to ensure that we are increasing the rate of innovation in our product and technology sector. There's so much work to be done. I'm extremely proud of our product and engineering leadership. There's some of the changes that we made in the last 6 to 8 months with Shirish and Yatharth coming on board. So we're going to put a lot of fuel into product and engineering. We are always a product-led company, and that's not going to change. And we are also going to use this money in international expansion. Europe and Asia Pacific in particular. And last but not the least, SingleStore still remains one of the best kept secrets in the database industry. So spending some of the treasure chests that we have in creating awareness and putting SingleStore in the hands of the developers is the third sort of use of funds that we have in mind.
Mm-hmm. Does this latest round make you technically a unicorn company?
Oh, yeah. Our valuation on this round post money is somewhere between 1.3 and 1.4 billion. Okay. And I'm not being cagey. It's just the fact that I don't know the exact number because there are some dynamics of the round which are still getting completed. Healthily over 1.3 and below 1.4 billion. So somewhere in between. So technically, yeah, unicorn, not something we decided to chase in any which way. It's just our third round in 20 months. It's a testimony to the fact that the investors believe in the space, believe in us, our mission to unify and simplify modern data. And so the future is bright, and the best version of SingleStore lies ahead of us. So very excited about it.
Now, it seems like the migration to the cloud has been one of the things that has led to your growth. First of all, is that accurate? And then do you see that continuing?
Yeah, migration to the cloud is something which is going to continue. Now, that said, the penetration of the cloud is probably somewhere between 20 and 25% of the data in the world is in the cloud. The remainder still continues to remain on-prem or not in the cloud, at least. Now, we do believe that the cloud is a very, very important part of the future. We do believe the future is going to be hybrid, though. There is going to be demands or requests from our customers to have a hybrid environment so that gives them choice. And we've chosen our strategy, product strategy is hybrid. And we want to meet our customers where they are, whether they are on-prem or in the cloud or in both, and then together go on a journey to where they want to go. And that's why our hybrid multi-cloud is a very important tenet of our product strategy.
And there's also an artificial intelligence component as well to your business. So do you believe that plays an important role in the future of data storage?
Yeah, I mean, we support AI and ML because naturally, if you just were to drum it down, AI ML is essentially data and models, and I'm oversimplifying it, but really that's where it is. So to the extent that analytics will go where data goes because data has gravity, yes, we power a lot of AI ML models. Do we have ambitions of going to AI ML and having something of our own in that category? I don't know, is the honest truth. We have partnered with, again, SaaS Institute in North Carolina, the esteemed software house. And we have a very, very intimate business relationship with SaaS, where we are going to power all of their wire product from a database perspective. We are very, very proud of that. And I do think AI ML for now is going to be partner first. We also have a partnership with IBM, again, a beacon of AI and ML. And together we intend to take on some of the new kids on the block. I don't want to name them, but yeah, give them a bit of a run for their money.
And I know we talked last time about some of the applications, how companies have used SingleStore's technology. I believe Uber was one of them. Can you kind of explain how this is applied to in the real world?
Yeah, sure. I do feel, Jane, that, we spoke about the last time our lives and how real time our lives are. And they have only gone in one direction. They've gotten increasingly more real time, right? And real time sometimes happens to be a buzzword. But if you were to, again, drum it down, real time essentially is wanting what you need and getting it at the speed of thought, really, So you want a ride share, it arrives in a very predictable fashion. You have guests over and you order DoorDash or what have you, it arrives on time. And then you enjoy the experience. When you go banking, in the comfort of your house, there is a very prompt, predictable experience that you get with your bank or any of the vendors that you deal with. Essentially, that is all about experience management, and experience management is all about, or mostly about, speed of response. If you again drum it down. So when vendors talk about real time cannot be measured in minutes. It almost cannot even be measured in seconds. This real time is sub-second response times from your data and analytic layer. And if that is where the future is, then we are in a very, very good place, because we are real time by design and not real time as an afterthought or as a marketing campaign. So we believe that most of our customers, whether it's algo trading, whether it's banking experiences for our clients, whether it's digital authentication that we do for a very, very large bank, whether it's rideshare companies, whether it is maintenance of extremely large hardware that support mission critical use cases around the globe, all of that is the need is real time. Real time is fast, real time is flexible, and real time is not moving data too often.
Yeah.
And that is the three tenets that SingleStore is built on.
And then finally, Raj, we've seen a slowdown, and particularly tech this year. There's been layoffs and, warnings about earnings and things like that. How does SingleStore navigate this environment? And, how are you positioned for a potential prolonged slowdown?
Yeah, we've, I was just talking to a friend last night, and we are all, I live in Los Altos, so all of us here are in this tech industry. And do think we are cautious about the future in terms of what the future holds for us. The good times were never going to last forever. We were always aware of that intellectually, but the exuberance got a lot of the other companies thinking the good times are going to last forever. We were always, and by the way, just so that's one. The second is, I do think that experience navigating these kind of choppy climates comes in handy when you actually experience these kind of climates. And this is probably my fifth sort of economic downturn in my professional career, right? Starting right from the 1997 SARS in Asia meltdown to the Australian meltdown to the tech bubble and then to the GFC. So we believe that great companies are actually, believe it or not created during downturns. You take FedEx in the 60s and all the rest of it. And I do think that this also, I guess, separates the great companies from the good. So we do believe that, this is going to be favorable for us because me and the team are really operators and just not, sort of technology evangelists. So that's one aspect of it. Are we seeing a slowdown? Not yet. But are we cautious about it and not, trying to keep our powder dry? For sure. We are extremely lucky and we are in an envious position, Jane, just being completely transparent. We've got, we have a fully funded plan and we still have cash left over after the fully funded plan. So, we can approach the future with a lot more confidence because of this particular raise. We could have delayed this raise by 2 years even. And I'm never going to say we didn't need the money. If we didn't need the money, we shouldn't have raised the money. However, there wasn't an urgent need to raise the money. And the reason we raised the money was because we've got a very, very clearly thought about plan for how we want to approach the future. And this raise gives us all the confidence and the assuredness to be able to fulfill that mission.
Well, thank you. You've certainly done a great job so far with the company, and prudence, is a wise thing to do sometimes. So thank you so much, Raj, for coming back and giving us an update. And I look forward to more in the future.